Om Shanti. So we were listening to the song Om Shanti Om. giving life to the soul. I am a peaceful soul. So yesterday, we learned about that I am a soul, but importantly, we learned about what soul is. That's the important part. What is the soul? What can soul do? The three things we saw: how the mind drives, how the intellect helps, and how the impressions, the sanskars, the habits become. And you get into the good ones or the bad ones, depending on who win. Your mind win or your intellect win. So the Rajyoga is to make your intellect divine, powerful, so that every decision you do is divine, and not let your mind win. The thoughts, don't let the thoughts, we channel the thoughts. So we learn that. So now, as we learned about the souls, that we are souls, so the logical question that becomes, if we are souls, then where souls come from? Where do we come from? What is the address of the soul? We always provide our addresses, the where we live, right? Like, I live there. This is my address, my home address. And as we move from one place to another, our address change. So as we move physically from one place to another, our address change. Similarly, as we take birth, we get different body. We changes the dress. This body is our dress. So as we change the dress of the body, the address changes. So as we leave this body, take another one, our address change. So with the address change, our address changes. So as we know, the population increases. If we go back 20 years, 30 years, we were 500 crore. Today we are 800 million population. So it increased. So if we are soul and the population is increasing from 700 to 800 or 600 to 800, today we are 800. then where were all of these souls when they were not on the earth? Where were they? So where are they coming from? And we all know, and we learned yesterday, that soul is the energy. It can't be manufactured. You can't give a birth to the soul. It's an energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed. So where do soul reside? Where do they come from? Where is that place? We need to know about the home, where we come from. So as we learned that the soul drives the body, we see, we hear, we talk, experience the touch, everything through the soul. And when a soul leaves the body, everything stops dead. As soon as the soul leaves the body, your body cannot do anything. It's done. It's burned or buried. It's of no use, like a pearl and shell we said yesterday. So where is that? Where do we come from? So let's learn about the thought. So first, let's learn about our world, the place where we are right now. We know all about the earth. Everybody knows about the earth. It rotates. It moves around. We know about the universe, the galaxies, how the earth rotates around it, around the sun. And the earth is made of 5 elements. The 5 elements that keep changing constantly. The 5 elements: fire, air, earth, water, ether. So we have various names of the earth. We call it the land of actions, where we come to perform an action. It's called Sakar Lok because everything is visible. You can see everything. The corporeal world, where everything on the earth has or is made of the 5 elements. You cannot be on the earth if you are not made of these 5 elements. So that's an important part, that the 5 elements anything that exists or live on the earth is made of the 5 elements. So we'll learn more details about how we come here and perform the actions. And as you see, the soul, our soul, perform the actions through the body. So now, this is where we are today. And this is where we come to do things, perform actions. We also call it the cosmos, the cosmic. No. So now where we come from. So yesterday we were talking about that when we are very much depressed or sad or in the sorrow, then we remember God. And you have seen and experienced that when we are very much stressed, then we always look to the sky, upward. So we always look upward. And when we look to the sky, a feeling of the peacefulness, serenity flows through. Why do, when we are worried, stressed, and when we look up to the sky, first, why do we look up? Second, when we look up, why does it makes us feel peaceful or relieved? Who are we remembering when we are looking up? So when we do all this, there is a subtle information that is hidden in our soul. Like we talked about the subconsciousness yesterday. So there is an information that is hidden in our soul in the subconscious state, and that information makes us go out and look up when we are remembering a God. We don't look to the ground when we remember God. Nobody looks to the ground when we remember God. We always look up and pray or talk or remember God. Why do we do that? Nobody taught us, even a kid. Nobody taught where to look when you are remembering. You go to the temples, church, mosque, Gurdwara, wherever you go, there is a deity, idol there, and you just look at them and perform your ritual. But when you are stressed, you go out and look up to the sky. And the reason is there is information hidden in your subconscious state that there is something up in the sky. And that is where we come from. That's called an incorporeal world, the world of the souls, where all the souls reside. So that's why we look upward and we get a sense of peace, because in reality, your soul is actually remembering soul's own home. Think about it. When you are in stress, you are outside of your home. You either you are living in a different country or you are living away from your home. First thing you remember is your home, your body home. Why do you remember your body home? Because that's where you get the sense you're belonging. Similarly, when we, the souls, get so stressed, we look upwards because that information of your home is residing in your subconscious state, that this is where you live, and you seek peace and you get it. Even for a second, you feel relaxed. Go out and look in the sky. It gives you, no matter how stressed you are or crying, you look up in silence and remember you will experience a peace. That is the reason, because you are trying to connect to your home. So what is the Param Dham? It's called the Param Dham. It's an incorporeal world. Why it's called incorporeal? Because there are no five elements. There are no five elements. Our soul is not made of any of the five elements that we just talked. So this is the world of golden red, self-luminous light, as you see, is the home of all the souls. There are several names. Param Dham. Param means supreme. Dham means abode. So it's a supreme abode. Shanti Dham. Shanti is peace. Dham again, abode. So it's a peace world. It's a soul world. Mukti Dham. Mukti is nirvana, liberation. So their souls get liberated from the body. They live in a soul form. This is the world of the souls. Every soul in a point. If you see here, and we will talk in details about what is this, the visual that you are seeing in front of you, there is a meaning, a deep meaning of this visual. It means a lot. It means everything, this visual. It is not a picture drawn by someone to just make it look beautiful. No, it is a meaning. There is a meaning to this picture. There is a meaning to the every dot that you see here. Everything, these represent the souls. These are us. We are a part of this soul world. And we reside in Paramdham in this shape, in this form. We create this form. And we learn about how that happens. So here the soul live in the light form, the pure light, in the energy. That's why the soul is energy, is like a star. There is no element here. There is not 5 elements here. There is called a 6th element, and we have heard about the 6th element. It's called the Brahma Tattva. In Hindi, it's called Brahma Tattva. So the soul resides in this. And we also call this world cosmos, or the cosmic world. Here we souls just stay peaceful in the silence. Why? Because there is no body. So we only live in this world as a star. No actions get performed here. So this is our world. That's where we come from. So when we come from this world to the corporeal world, we come to perform actions. That's why we come here. And we come here to perform a part that we have to play. And this is an important part of this chapter, this lesson, is we come here, as you see, we live in a star form, in a soul form, in the Paramdham, and we come to this world to play our part. So we see when we come to this world, we play different parts. As we get the different body, we have different responsibilities. And based on that part, we get our responsibility, a different perspective, different outlook. We see this whole world, the whole earth, as a big drama stage. We either become a male or a female based on the costume that we receive, based on the part that we receive, we play the part. And playing the part becomes our life. Our life under the costume that we have received. And when our time finish or done, we leave this costume. And then we take another. So we all are actors in the costume of this body. We come to this earth from our home, Paramdham, and take the body of the costume. With the costume, we get the play, which part we need to play, similar in the movies as we see. That actors get the different plays. The same actor is playing a role of a king in one movie and a role of a beggar in another. So similarly, we get the costume. Today, I am in this costume with my name, with my responsibility, with my family. Tomorrow, when I get the different costume, I will get the new name, new family, new role. And again, I will play my role based on the costume that I received, the part that I received. Based on the costume, we get the responsibility. Today also, we are playing our role in this costume. But the problem is, and the reason why is this important to know is because when we are playing the part in this body, we forget. We forget that this is just a costume. In the previous birth, I was somebody else. In the next Janm, the birth, I will be somebody else. So we forget that what our reality is, and we just play the part and make this part as our identity. And we lose our identity. Similar to if an actor is playing the part of a king and the movie's over and he's still living as a king, then he is disguising his identity. But if he's working as a beggar in the movie and he leaves the movie and still live as a beggar, he lost his identity. So that's the crux of this, is that we forget that this is our costume, the part that we have received to play. And we have played many parts in the previous parts that we have taken. We were a father, a mother, a wife to somebody in previous parts. We have children in previous parts, or we were children in previous parts. We were somebody, have done something in previous parts. And in the next birth also, we will do something different based on the costume or the part that we will receive. So similar to the actor that plays the role, but when the drama is over, he goes back to his home. Similarly, this big world drama stage. Now the question, the important question that comes into play is, how do we get the part that we play? How do we get the act which act, which part I will get. What does that depend on? Why can't I be the king in every birth? Why can't I get a life of a king in every birth? Can I choose my act? Can I choose my play? And the answer is, you definitely, certainly can. So who decide what role you play? You decide. And how you decide is based on your actions, your karma. So how you perform your actions, your next act get decided. If you perform a positive, you get the hero role, the good life. If you perform the bad actions, then you get that role, the problems and all the things. So who decide which role you get is you decide. How? So which act you will get depends on what actions you have performed, what karma you have done. How your karmas are become your sanskars, your habits. And based on those karmas, the actions, you get the role. So see that you can literally decide what you can get in the next birth, what you got in this birth, what you received in this birth, the role that you're playing in this birth is based on the actions that you have performed in previous births. So you only decide that which actor you want it to be, what role you want it to play. The soul plays the role according to the sanskars, according to your karmic account that you create. So as we take birth, we create accounts, positive account and a negative account. So my whole journey actually depends on what type of accounts I have created. See how important it is to know. And you will connect the dots that how important it is to know that how we come from Paramdham in a soul form takes this body and then perform the actions in this body. And as we are performing actions, we create accounts. And my whole journey, my whole life depend on what type of accounts I have created. See how deep it becomes. And based on those accounts, I actually take birth to settle these accounts. And I take several births to settle these accounts. the relationships that we have today, the father, mother, brother, husband, wife, other relations, nephews, nieces, friends, every relation that we have today is an outcome of the karmic account that we have created with these souls that are coming back to us with us to settle these accounts. Like I said, we take birth and several births to settle these accounts. We'll see details in the coming session, but it is important to know that as a soul, you decide which role you will play. So we need to have this awareness. Important is that this is my role that I am playing in this world drama state. So I should play my role, but keep attention to my action. That is an important part because we don't. We just do tit for tat. If somebody is mean to us, we get mean to them. Somebody saying bad to us, we say twice as bad. We forget that we are creating these accounts and that's gonna come back to us. So as you see this visual, a quick one, creation of the karmic account. So in the left-hand side, you see the man is the beating. It's just a visual, a metaphor. The man is beating the other man. And he's just created the karmic account with this soul. This soul has created an account with this one. And now in the next birth, you see the man become a beggar. And now the other man is giving him the food. How the role changed. Return of karma. The account that you created, you took birth according to your accounts, the role you received according to what you have done in the previous birth. And now in this role, you settle your accounts. We will look into the details of the karma and the karmic account and the settlement in later sessions. But today, it is really important to know about our part as an actor on the world, as a drama stage. And we play the part, and knowingly, unknowingly, we create accounts, perform actions without understanding the consequence of those actions. We just live in present, which is wrong. When I say we live in present, I mean to say that we are seeing the situation and we wanted to give it back to the person who have done something wrong to us. And we do twice as wrong. We shout twice as loud without understanding that this action that I'm performing right now is gonna come back to me in the different form. And I have to suffer. So now, as we understood or seen that we soul are on an eternal journey. Soul is a traveler. I like this sentence. The soul is a traveler. We are traveler. We never stay at one place. What does that mean? It means we never stay in one body. We move from a body to another body, performing our actions, our roles, our play, taking birth after birth. And my whole journey depends on what type of accounts I have created. And based on those accounts, I take birth to settle these accounts. So as you see, we come to earth, play our role, and once our role is finished, and we will learn about that, we go back to Paramdham. And then again we come. But you cannot go back until you settle all accounts. This is an important part. Nobody, once you come back to earth, and we will learn in details in later sessions, but let me just say, once you leave Paramdham, come back to earth, you take several births in this corporeal world. And you only go back to Paramdham once you settle all accounts. So you cannot return until you settle these. And this is what the Rajyoga meditation is all about. This is what it is all about. That how can we settle our karmic accounts? And we'll learn that. But the important is our journey, a soul as a traveler, we keep moving in this constant journey. Now, there's always a question that comes, is why I am here. Why should I even come? We have to understand what my purpose of coming to earth is. They say we don't want to come to earth. Some people I have met, they say we don't want to come to earth. Why should we? We want moksha. I want a liberation, nirvana, forever. But it's not possible. Because it's not possible because the basic quality of the soul is to perform action. You cannot sit without performing action. That's the basic quality of a soul. An example is very obvious these days. Because of the lockdown, when we were made to sit at home without doing anything, We liked it for a few days, enjoyed, and wow, awesome. I don't have to do anything now. But after a few days or weeks or months, we get frustrated and suffocated. And we wanted to do something. We don't want to sit at home. We just wanted to be out. Before lockdown or all these things happened, we used to go to work, offices, and look forward to come back home. And we're like, man, we gotta go to office tomorrow. I don't wanna go to office tomorrow. I just wanna stay. We loved staying home. We loved our weekends because it is an opportunity for us to stay, spend time. But then with time, we wanted to be in office. I've seen people who wanted to go to office with any risk. Why? Because your soul, you cannot just sit at home without performing actions. And that's the reason that soul just can't live and sit in Paramdham forever and don't come to earth. It takes the form of a body and perform actions. But the important thing is we should know the purpose. What is my purpose of coming to earth? That is important. So the one purpose is to express your full potential as you see on the screen. That what can I do? We all are expert in doing something or another, making new inventions, giving life to people, make changes to people's life, making difference in people's life, contributing to expressing that I am doing something. So we contribute to the society to express that I can and I am doing something. So that's one of the purpose of the soul, to express the full potential of the self. That's what our role should be. And second is to experience the relationship with the Supreme. So we will learn again in the later sessions that how can we experience the relationship with the Supreme? How can we experience the relationship with the God? So we need to find our purpose. Why I am here and what should I be doing? So as we see, one is to contribute, express your full potential that you can do something or you are doing something, making changes to the people life, making difference in the world. Got to do something. A soul cannot sit without doing something. Either you do good or bad. And the second one is to experience the relationship. And that we will learn in Rajyoga. So why is that important? Because when you experience the relationship, it takes your consciousness to another level. That is the purpose. That making your consciousness as elevated, as high. it should be. Why? And we have seen why. And the reason why is, as we learned, that we get the act, we get the play, we have a power to choose our role, but that power is embedded in our actions. So to perform elevated actions, to perform good actions so that I get a good life, your consciousness have to be elevated. You cannot perform a good action with a bad consciousness. So your consciousness has to be raised. That is what the crux of Rajyoga is. It makes your consciousness raise to the another level so that it comes out in your actions and you perform actions, create positive karmas, and based on that, you improve and define your life. As you have learned, what you think is what you become. And we have just see that line and we just start thinking good. And then we complain, man, I'm thinking all good, but everything is happening wrong around me. What is wrong? It means that line is wrong. But no, that line is right. You have understood that wrong. When you say what you think is what you become, go deep into that line. When you go deep into that line, it means what do you think has to come into your actions, into your words, until or unless your thinking comes into your actions, and that actions is what you become. What you think is what you become is correct in a way, is what you think is what you do, then that you become. So that part is missing in there because people just keep thinking good and keep doing bad. I just got an email from a person a couple days back and he's like, I have manifested my destiny to get an admission to the best college in my country, but I have not received that. Where did I go wrong? Because I kept thinking that I manifested that, I just built everything around that. And my answer to the soul was, okay, so you just kept thinking, what were your actions? And he's like, what does that mean? And I said, divine soul, that means you thought to get an admission to the best college in your country, but your actions, you didn't do that. It just stayed at the thought level. So if your thinking stays at the thought level, then you cannot become what you think. You only become what you think if you get that into your actions. So why I'm saying that is because of the second experience, the relationship. As we learn Raj Yoga, is it raises the consciousness that our actions become elevated, good actions. And that's how we manifest our destiny. Yes, you can manifest your destiny. You have the power, but you have to perform. Now, as we were talking about the actions, that when we come to this earth, we create two accounts, the positive one and the negative one. But we have to settle these accounts on this earth only. Why? Because we have created the negative accounts with the other souls. So these other souls are here as well. So you gotta settle them here. So either you settle your accounts by suffering. There are two ways. One is you settle these accounts by suffering. Like you get either diseased, you're mental suffering, you get losses in your life, you get stress, people are depressed. That is a settlement of the negative account because they get depressed. If you see deep, why the people get depressed? The reason they get depressed because their mind overcomes their intellect. They keep thinking one thing, something that they have done to others or something that others have done to them. Think about that. That's how they get in depression. Either they have done something wrong or some other person has done something wrong to them. So they keep thinking about that. That is the settlement of the negative accounts that bring that in the form of a depression. So these are our negative accounts that come in front of us in this form. So that's one way to settle those accounts. Another way is Rajyoga. And we will learn in detail about how we settle the accounts through the Rajyoga. Om Shanti. So let's just sit down for 5 minutes and reflect on everything that we have learned today. So we learned about our world, which we know a lot, don't need to learn more. We learned about our home, where we reside. We learned about how we come to this earth and play our part. And we forget that we are playing the part and we perform actions. So the important part in this world as a drama stage is attention to the action we perform and attention to the accounts that we are creating, because that's going to come back in a form or another. And then how it's that a continuous process, a journey. And then why are we on here? The purpose. The soul pure purpose is only two things: to express the full potential, contribute what you can do, and to experience the relationship with the God, the Supreme, and the settlement, how we settle these accounts. And that we are here today to learn how to settle with Raj Yoga, and we will learn that. Om Shanti. So let's just reflect on what we have seen and done and just relax ourselves. And in the silence, we just reflect on what we have learned. myself. I understood that I am a soul, a point of light in the center of forehead. I began to realize I am a soul. I am the spiritual being. As eternal, as gifted, as divine, as I connect with myself, as I sit in silence, I step inside myself and begin to realize that I am a soul inside this body. A very deep within myself, my home is Paramdam, the supreme abode, where all the souls live. That is my home. In this body, I am playing my part. Just detach yourself and see, experience that you are a soul. Different from the body, I am a soul. I, the soul, see through my body eyes. I, the soul, is listening through my body ears. I am a soul, not this body. I have taken several births. This is my birth. Experience, feel the detachment. Connect with your soul. This is who you are, a pure, peaceful soul. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you